friends, oh my goodness, I truly hope that I can get this video up on time before the ice storm hits, that I have power and everything, because friends, you need to know about this manual license that came out that was licensed last year. Hello friends, happy Monday. So very excited that you're here. Really hope that you're staying warm. Really hope that you have electricity and that you're doing great. The ice storm definitely, probably is the time of this video going live, is hopefully moving out from where I live. But listen, we are going to dive right in because let me tell you, I'm very thankful. I have a new appreciation for the manga publishers and manhwa publishers who keep readers up to date, who make it very vocal and easy to find information about their licenses, about their releases, and just general information. Because let me tell you friends, I shout out to Belmars on Twitter. So she is a person I follow. She has actively shared different licenses from mainly TokyoPop that haven't been officially licensed. Now that may sound like she's leaking it, and I guess you could say that, but she's finding this legit information on I think it's Penguin Random's like PR website, okay? So you can go there, and for any manga publisher that is with them, that uses them as a distributor, you can find any and all of their upcoming licenses. This includes Titan, Seven Seas, Inklore. And so I decided to go, I think it was on Children's Random House. I was like, okay, I don't really know anything from them. Do you know what I see? Do you know what I see, friends? I see that there is a listing for I Shall Master This Family. And what do you know? I shared it in the old server that I used to run on Discord. I tagged somebody on there because I'm like, I'm pretty sure this person has read it, that they've recommended it. And at the time, and I even blasted it on my social media, shout out my friend Crystal because she was the one that had recommended this to me. And I'm very excited. I'm going to be picking it up. But yes, the person in my old Discord server, she shares a like, hey, she's like, how did I miss this? Crystal said the same thing. I said the same thing. There was no articles mentioning this had been physically picked up. Well, she goes on Instagram and she finds the initial license announcement. This was announced July 10th, 2025. Oh my goodness, coming from Inkpop, friends. I'm so excited, and I was so upset at the same time because I remember me and my friend being Queenie at that time. We knew Inkpop was having a panel announcement. I think it was like Anime Expo. We could not find any information. We went through numerous articles. We went to news report outlets. Not a single account that I can recall shared this information. This is critical. This is critical. Sorry, really worked up there, but I just was so blown away because I have heard such great things about this manhwa, and I am getting it. We're even getting a hardcover edition. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not a big fan of hardcovers. Honestly, outside of like my art books that I'm looking here, I have gotten rid of every single hardback manga I own because they're big, they're bulky, and they just don't work well on my bookshelves, okay? I think it's great when we get special editions, but I just know that I will always go for paperback over hardback every single time. Anyway, I'm so excited we are getting this. I forgot when it is releasing. Hold on, I'm going to find out because I do have a screenshot here. October 13th of this year. Your girl's getting it. I think I said that twice, but if you're not familiar with this series, I'm not very familiar, but one thing I did find interesting about this is when this young girl, she has been transmigrated, I guess you would say. No. So she's a young girl in this fantasy world, and she loves this family. She's a legitimate child, but she has given all of her time, her effort, her love into them. But I think the blurb said that two of her uncles end up betraying her. They have some other family things that happen when she's 20 years old, because that's the thing. You follow her as she grows up, and that's what I really was initially intrigued about this. She gets into a carriage accident, and then time rewinds, and she goes back to, I guess, I don't know if it's when she's 7 or what, but that's where the title comes in of I Shall Master This Family. She still has this deep love for her family, and she is determined to master it so that everybody has a good and happy ending, and the people she loves will thrive and, not end up passing away. I am so stoked. That is why I was so upset that like Inkpop, I believe, they only have this Instagram account, and it's on RH Kids Graphic. That's the username that they have. So unless you follow them, which I did, but I never see their posts, you might have had no idea, like me and like several other people people who are like, I'm a fan of this series, because even my friend Rue on Instagram was like, yeah, oh, this is such a good one. And I'm like, but none of us knew. None of us knew. And not just that, they announced 3 different webtoons that they're going to be picking up. Now, I only have one screenshot here, but I will leave all the links down below as I always do. So if you want to go look up anything from what I'm sharing, you can go to the official link and everything. But one of the ones I was really interested in is swimming lessons for a mermaid. This also got licensed or announced July 16th. And I'm just like, why? Well, no, I take that back. I do believe there was news about this, but I don't think I covered it because I was not familiar with these series. I actually looked into swimming lessons for a mermaid because I remember having it on my wish list, or not my wish list, my reading list on Webtoons. And I remember being very interested, but I didn't check it out at the time. And I think by the time I wanted to, it had switched over where you couldn't read the chapters for free. You had to, like, I don't know, is it under the ads? But today, or excuse me, yesterday, I read the first 2 chapters and I really loved it. And as the title says, it's very accurate. It's about a young woman. She goes to this high school. At the beginning, we see her watching the swim team and she's very curious. And he's on the swim team. I don't think he's the leader of it or anything, but he sees the female lead and he's like, hey, you were at my swim meet yesterday. And she's like, oh no. And then she's like, oh yes, I was, because he definitely knew. She couldn't lie to get out of it. Well, when she falls into water, or I guess touches water fully, like not, I'm assuming not like washing her hands wouldn't count, but she turns into a mermaid, but she can't swim. And we see this in the second chapter. We see of what happened, of how this mermaid came to be a human who now lives with her father on land. I'm assuming, I'm hoping it is a romance between the 2 leads, at least because he's like the first main guy that we've really met. So I'm assuming he's the male lead, but the art was cute and I'm very, very intrigued. My heart really went out to this mermaid who truly needs lessons of how to swim. It's very interesting when you think of that, because I feel like a mermaid would just always know how to swim. And so I don't know when this is coming out. I did try looking into it and I couldn't find anything, like a release date, excuse me. But yeah, Ink Pop was cooking. And I didn't know they were cooking. I didn't know their game. I mean, I know that they've given us I Want to Be Your Girl, which I know a lot of people are excited for that. It's a 4-volume series. Also, Plus Size Misadventures in Love, I believe is the name of that one. I only know one person who has read it. So, I mean, they're giving us more, and I feel like they're really good licenses. And I just wish that there was a little bit more, I don't know if effort is the right word. I mean, there's only 200 likes on this one post here, but I wish there was more attention to what they have licensed. You can best believe that this summer, when they go to a con, if they have a panel, I won't be there physically, but in my heart, and I'm gonna be doing my best to be looking on Instagram, social media to find those licenses, because I'm gonna be so mad that they license something really good and I miss it. I will say, getting I Shall Master This Family leaves me so incredibly hopeful that we will definitely at some point be getting How to Win My Husband Over. I want that. That is my #1, I think my #1 most desired manhwa that I want physically printed, because I really think I've enjoyed. I've followed spoilers purposefully and not on purpose. There's just a lot of people who share, and I have one friend that's read it like 5 times. So I want to read it definitely because of her, and just I feel this is a great story that I would really love, and we need it physically. I don't have no self-control when it comes to tap. It's a Tappy Tune and these other manhwa apps. I don't got no self-control, you know? So like I need the physical license. But friends, man, I was just so excited to share that with you. Like it really, really made my day, even though yes, I expressed my frustration of it being so hard and that these other news accounts are just not reporting it, or they didn't report it, that it's coming. We got some good stuff coming, and we already know, I mean, we talked a lot about things that are coming in 2026. I mean, I have a video of my top 10 most anticipated manga releases only that I'm very stoked for, and we had more. Though technically, we only had one physical one I'm going to be sharing, but it was such a good one. It was by 7 Seas. It's called Good Morning, Good Night, and See You Tomorrow. This is about a young woman who has been diagnosed with cancer, and it's us, the reader, following her journey, and it's also based on the creator's personal experience battling cancer. And I do want to share this screenshot before I forget, because I will admit sometimes when I hear that there's stories about cancer, I'm a little hesitant, not because I think it will be bad, but because it's going to be hard, it's going to be upsetting, and there's a chance that we may lose that character. I want to mention that this creator is part of the, oh goodness, I don't know if it's a collaboration, but it's called Mint Manga, and it's an organization, a team of people working with US publishers to help get exposure to these new creators. And I remember hearing about this manga from Mint Manga, no less, last year. And I love the art that the creator was sharing. I've been following her since then. And so I was overjoyed when we got her work in English. And one of the things they said on Mint Manga's website is that with Don't Isolate Yourself as its theme, each of the modern day characters are set to overcome their health challenges and survive. So if you were really worried, and that is a very big concern that, you know, you're going to love this manga, but you're going to be emotionally devastated and rather stay away from it due to triggers, which I would totally understand, this does seem to be a lot more hopeful. And I also want to share that when I was on Mint Manga's website, you can actually read the first 5 chapters for free legally on Mint Manga's website. I'm going to leave the link down below of where you can go read this, because I will mention, from Mint Manga, we've gotten Dinosaur Sanctuary that Seven Seas also has. And these first 5 chapters were so good. I had already put this on my pre-order list, but when I read these chapters, it was so compelling. The art is very beautiful, and there are some strong emotions, like, oh my gosh, the boss. I was so angry. I was so angry because he's like, can't you just push back your cancer treatment to like 3 months so you can get this promotion? Bruh, excuse me, can she just push back that she has cancer? I have some feelings, friends. I have some feelings on that. But other parts, like there was one with a friend of hers, her interactions with the doctor, it really was emotional, but I did feel like there was this hopeful thread, and I'm very invested into this story and seeing where it goes. Right now, I believe it's 3 volumes and ongoing, so if you're interested, I would highly recommend going on Mint Manga's website to that link I shared down below and going to check this out for yourself. It is very good, and I do hope that many people really enjoy this story. I personally am very much looking forward to it. Same as this next one. I don't know if I should say I got a license win, but in a way, I got a digital license win. Well, not in a way, I did get a digital license win. I've had this on my license wish list for over a year. I saw the art and I instantly added it to my license wish list. I forgot what voting event it was part of in Japan, but oh my goodness, I was so excited. And as my shady little brother, Gobe, oh my goodness, look at the art style. It's a slice of life comedy about a shady looking guy who cares deeply about his older sister. Y'all, shout out my friend Liz. So I don't really read. I don't read on Manga Up. I feel like it's really hard to navigate, and I don't understand how you can read for free on there the same way you can for K-Manga or even Viz Media. Well, she was sharing with me of like, hey, here's a breakdown of how to do it. I was able to read what would be considered 4 chapters by Manga Up's website, but I think technically it was like 12. They're very, very short chapters. I loved it. It was everything all this time that I have been hoping for. It is a slice of life manga for sure, and there's no romance or anything. I saw somebody say, I hope it's not going to turn into one. I mean, they're blood related siblings, and I just don't ever see that happening. I mean, there's a chapter that focuses on like the girl gets a confession by way of this guy rapping his confession. 10 out of 10. I was like, that was so unique. And so seeing their interactions of when she's been confessed to, when she's got her job, and other things that are happening, it was so wonderful. If you're looking for a very retro and unique art style that will just make you smile, with a guy who has a heart of gold, but embraces the shadiness because of just how he looks, like how his face is, but has a really fun time looking shady on purpose, you will love this. You will love this. It really reminds me a little bit of Mr. Villain's Day Off a little bit. This one here, just in the sense the chapters are very short. So it's a low commitment kind of series, and not all of the stories in like this manga, same as my shady little brother, they're not connected, or not always. I mean, sometimes they are, but it's very rare. So I would just say, if you like series like that, please check it out. I found out that those chapters, if it's marked with a little free, oh gosh, I think she said it's the Manga Up token or something like that, you can read up to, I think it's like 4 chapters a day. And y'all, I'm seated. I haven't had a chance to read anymore today because I'm trying to make sure I get this video filmed before the weather gets bad where I am. And there's 2 other manga that were picked up. Now this one is, I believe, a shonen series, but the next 2, and this title is long. It is called How a Country Girl Reincarnated as a Villainess Tries to Avoid a Bad Ending. I don't want to die, so I need to become stronger than the final boss. I found that this is a shoujo manga. I am curious because it's a villainous manga, and I love that since a reincarnated noble lady gets proposed to by the demon lord. And I'm just curious of how it says she's a country girl. Like, what's going to be different with this country girl aspect? So I'm very intrigued about that and need to go check it out. But this next one, I'm like, I saw the art, I'm like, bookmark for myself, and that is The Sacrificial Witch and the Lovelorn King. It says a witch with sacrificial healing powers marries a king who becomes desperately devoted to her, forging a love story of firsts and finals. Y'all, I'm sold. I'm sold. Hearing that he's devoted, seeing the cute art, seeing that she is a witch who's willing to sacrifice herself, I'm like, yep, checking all the boxes, check, check, check. I'm like, I need to go check it out, and it seems to be doing pretty good on Manga Up when I just glanced at it. So yeah, that is also on my like TBR, and apparently I'm going to be reading a lot more on Manga Up now that I've discovered or unlocked, I feel like, of how to actively read on there, because I've gotten several recommendations. Like my friend Crystal recommended, and I know my friend Fire and my friend Liz have also recommended it. It's the Manga Assistant one. I will leave a screenshot here if I can. I know I bookmarked my friend Crystal's tweet about it, so yeah, it was just It was so good. It was such exciting news to me, and I'm very, very excited for this. And funny enough, they were not the only website app that got new series, and this one I just have to share with you because how many apps is this manga on? Like, is it a sign that we're going to eventually get it in English physically? And that is The Princess Groom. I do have this on my license wish list. I've shared about it before, so I won't go too in depth about it, but it's a shoujo manga that has, as it says, a role reversal love story with a princess who isn't quite what she seems, and then a prince who is supposedly cursed and has the people's ire, I guess you would say, and they just don't seem to like him because of these check boxes that he marks off because of how he looks, of where he has the red eyes, he has black hair, and these are considered bad omens, I guess, in society. But this princess is determined to be with her fiance. She finds him very cute, and it's just really, really engaging. I think I've read the first 3 or 4 chapters, and I'm very much hoping with how it's done well in Japan, how it's getting on all of these different apps, that hopefully that is a sign that we will eventually, that it's a matter of time of us physically getting it in English. Now with these digital apps, I haven't mentioned my bestie K-Manga, who's been delivering, and they delivered a new chapter of First Love, Worst Love. Finally got chapter 9, y'all. I've been waiting so impatiently, but the waiting was worth it. This chapter was absolutely fantastic. Our male lead here, man, character growth, and just these first 9 chapters, you already seen it, man. Near the end of this chapter was so wonderful. I really, really loved it a whole bunch, and I'm like, I need our female lead. I need her to come around. I need her to come around because the way he's changed, the way he said things that were so heartfelt and so honest, I'm like, I'm here for it. This manga is so good. If you are interested in second chance stories, which I don't know if I'd say I'm a huge, big second chance reader, I decided to give this manga a chance on a whim, and it's just fun. It is funny and fun. It has so many shenanigans. Things are not so simple. I mean, you got our male lead saying, hey, let's be back together after they were dating in middle school, going to high school, but he ends up ghosting her for a certain reason. And when she goes to college and she goes to her apartment, who should be her neighbor? Her ex-boyfriend. And he is so full of himself. And there's just times that's like, bro, just why? But that's part of the charm of this manga. And I truly appreciate how we have a lot of this humor. We also have these really heartfelt moments and seeing this character growth, and I'm very, very excited to see where this manga goes. Definitely on my physical license wish list, and I was so excited that the creator mentioned they're gonna be on the cover of Dessert. Yes! I don't remember which month it's gonna be. Okay, next month's Dessert. Also, there's gonna be a color spread, and I'm so excited for Sensei. This is truly a wonderful manga. I can't recommend it enough. Definitely, please go check it out on K-Manga if you haven't already. It's a fun time, lots of shenanigans, and lots of really great things to look forward to, and genuinely cannot wait for the next chapter. If you're a fan of manga sales, which I'm sure you are because who doesn't like a good sale, especially on the manga that we love, TokyoPop is running a Valentine's Day sale until the 28th of February, so lots of time. But if you order on their website and use the code BEMIND, you get 20% off of, I guess, your order, or maybe each manga. But not only that, if that wasn't great enough to, get a coupon, you also get exclusive art cards with your order depending on which series you order. I think there's a few other ones because when I read their email the other day, I'm pretty sure that they spotlighted some other merch. So if you like getting, like I said, just exclusive art or just some exclusive merch, with some of your favorite art, this is such a good way to go, especially with 20% off your entire order. Like, yes. Yes, thank you TokyoPop for seeing us. Now we'll go into the little bit of anime news. I know there was more that was dropping over this past week, but honestly, y'all, I just said, hey, let me focus on the things I know that I can remember and be able to talk about. Like this first one, which was pretty crazy, is Ouran High Host Club? Am I saying that title right? I feel like I say the title wrong every single time, but there's an actual new Twitter account that dropped for the anime's 20th anniversary. Now, some people have said this means we're getting a new anime. It has not been confirmed, just as an FYI that I know of as of filming this video, but they are saying that they are launching it for a limited time and they will be sharing updates on there. So if you have been hoping maybe that there's a sign of a new anime dropping or just new pop-up shops or anything involved, definitely be sure to check out that account on Twitter. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but they seem to be the one place for sure that they are sharing information, and I'm very thankful for all the hot mess that Twitter gives us. I'm grateful for updates like this, especially when it comes to anime PVs and key visuals, because we got a new PV for Always a Catch, and I really, really loved it. Loved seeing all the shenanigans. Like, you could just tell it's gonna be a fun story, and I do have a first impression on this channel, and I absolutely loved it. It's been such a gem. I mean, I really struggled when it came to what was my favorite read of last year when I did that video breaking down my reading bracket. man, this one, I forget what manga it was going up against, but yeah, the struggle was struggling in that video so much. There's also a new key visual, which I absolutely love. I think it looks great, seeing the prints, seeing everybody. It's truly going to be a really fun time. If you have been looking for a heroine that can stand her ground, beat people up, and is not afraid to call out people for misunderstandings like happens with our prince, I truly think that you will enjoy this one a lot. Now, if you're looking for a fantasy-based series, we did get a new PV of Agents of the Four Seasons, and it's not I feel like a typical PV in the same way Always a Catch was, just because they are unveiling all of the voice actors and voice actresses, I guess, of the main cast of characters, and wow, it sounded really good, it looked really good, and I'm very, very curious about this series. I didn't pick up the manga, I'm not really sure why, but I do want to tune into the anime because I'm very curious and just about all of it now. I know it's by the same creator as Violet Evergarden, and I really love the first season of the anime. Have never felt compelled to come back and watch it again because of how much I sobbed and cried, but the story was very actively engaging. And talking about engaging, I've seen a lot of engagement on this post by Inklore going into cover reveals here of Under the Oak Tree Volume 3 of the comic. Lots of people are very, very excited, and these editions, man, they are just rocking it. They are beautiful. I don't own this series physically, but man, every time I see a photo of somebody sharing it, I'm just like, wow, that is stunning. They, again, are just really rocking it. Really like the cover. I feel like it's different than the other two, but I truly like is it composition? I don't know. I just like how it looks, and I just find it very beautiful. We have two different cover reveals from Crossed Hearts, with the first one being their first shoujo manga of You're Way Too Cheeky Chigaya-kun. I really like how they did the lettering for the text font. I love how it has the arrow shooting through it. I think it's very cute, and I like how they did the spine as well. It just seems like a really cute cover. I admit, for this next one of Darling, Why Don't We Get Divorced Volume 1, I'm not overly fond of the font choice that they have here. I'm not really sure if it's going to have any like special effects, but do love the art though for the cover itself. I just sort of wish that they did a different text for the cover, but we do have one Yen Press cover reveal, and that's Bride of the Barrier Master Volume 6 of the manga. Beautiful, beautiful cover. I love the covers of this series. This series definitely has some pretty big cover love in my opinion. Just really beautiful. And we also have two different manhwa from Eyes Press, with the first one being Lady Devil Volume 5. I don't know much about this series or anything, but I do think the leads look cute on the cover, and I love how blue that girl's eyes are. I'm assuming though that guy in the background though is very, very bad news. He's not fitting the whole happy vibe here of the cover. I'm sure people who have read it know what's happening. I don't know if I want to know what's happening, but it's a nice cover. But my favorite cover of all of these is Not So Wicked Stepmom Volume 9. Look how cute this cover is! Oh my goodness. I don't even know who this red-haired girl is. I'm blanking on the blonde-haired girl's name, but I know that we've seen and read her in previous volumes. And of course, our sweet young girl here. She's so adorable, so cute. I did get Volume 6. I just haven't had a chance to read it since I was, deep in my binge of Lovecom, and as of this video going live, I should be officially done because I was reading Papa Sits a Track, which I did a video review on Friday of. I was deep in that, and now I'm just like, oh my goodness. I told myself I couldn't get more volumes of the series until I read Volume 6, but I love this cover. It's easily one of my favorite covers we've seen shared thus far. It is beautiful, it is cute, and very excited to dive into it, as well as those manga and manhwa licenses that I shared. Like, oh my goodness. I know I've mentioned it last week. I'm pretty sure the budget is budgeting, and I'm gonna have to be really, really harsh on myself of what I can and cannot get. But I'm very thankful though for manhwa. I'm extremely strict, but I'm like, I got room in the budget for I shall master this family. Like, yes, let's go. So let me know if you saw anything exciting last week. If you're interested in any of these manga or manhwa licenses, or just anything that we've shared about digitally, let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!